This is News 6 Tonight.
Well, look at us. We made it to Monday. Usually you say that
It's
about
been a
Friday.
long, arduous journey, but we've finally gotten here.
Welcome to News 6 Tonight, Monday's edition. Thank you so much for making some time to catch up on the day's headlines with us. We are getting closer and closer to Christmas. Hopefully you guys are ready, or you're ready out there. I know we're not ready, but hey, it's going to be fine. You're back from Tallahassee. I hear that it's lovely this time of year. He was gone for the past 2
Let me
nights.
tell you something about driving up to Tallahassee. It was a 4-hour drive. I got out of the car and I was like, did I make it to Alaska?
Was it that
It
cold?
was 46 degrees. We left and it was a normal day, a warm day in
Well,
Florida.
you macho manned it up because you were wearing like a windbreaker. You weren't wearing
I
like a
was
big coat.
woefully unprepared because I did not look at the forecast. And apparently the cold front was coming right there along the panhandle while I was there, and it rained. My God, it rained.
I don't want to say too much, but I feel like our meteorologist, Jonathan Kagas, showed us the whole state and where the front was moving through.
Do you
That
think I
included
look at any
Tallahassee.
part of the state that's
But I'm
not
just-
my
I'm just-
tiny little speck of where my home lives?
I'm Ginger Gadsden. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, glad you're with us. My name's Matt Austin. Good to be back on the desk here on News
Yeah.
6 Tonight. We have an interesting set of news for you. This one broke while I was in Tallahassee. Crazy
story.
explosion in Eustis. This was so weird because we found out this jewelry store was destroyed by a gas explosion. And then as we started looking into it, we realized this jewelry store doesn't even have gas.
No gas
going
line
to-
running to
They're
it.
not paying for gas. So how would they have a gas explosion there? We got some more details on this today about how some gas workers were nearby the store when somebody, it sounds like an excavator, might have nicked this gas line and caused this issue. And it really had devastating consequences.
It really, and because one person died in that, and that's what our correspondent Emily McLeod was trying to find out who this person was in the community.
We now know the identity of the woman who was inside this jewelry store in Eustis when it exploded. I'm your Lake County community correspondent, Emily McLeod. I spoke to a friend of the victim, and she tells us how she wants her to be remembered.
I bought her that for her birthday.
Mia Tompkins knew Wendy Davis, the owner of the Darkland Jewelry Store, for 12 years. Davis was inside the store during last week's explosion and later died.
It's hard to know that somebody that was so beloved in the community and such a special friend to us is gone, especially in such a tragic way. No one can replace her. She was such a beautiful spirit.
Davis was involved in their church. Tompkins describes Davis as having a giving heart.
Very bold, very kind, and like I said, very, very generous. That's exactly how I'd say things about her. If this was somebody else in this community going through this right now, she would be the first one to serve, the first one to be praying for them. Just such a loving human being.
Questions still remain surrounding the cause of the explosion. Eustis Fire Chief Michael Swanson saying last week there was an active gas leak in front of the building, but it was not inside the building. Tompkins recalling the day the explosion happened.
And the second I walked out, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Wendy's building. And they wouldn't let me cross the street, obviously. But my heart just sank immediately because I saw the smoke and everything coming from it.
But now, amidst the rubble, flowers rest on this butterfly bench where Tompkins says Davis used to sit, echoing the vibrancy that Tompkins says Wendy possessed.
So crazy circumstance here. You feel terrible for this woman's friends and her family
and the
but
community.
It reminds me, of one of those just freak situations where, like that when that sinkhole opened up under the guy's house.
That happened in Seffner years ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know you covered that very
Yeah,
closely,
yeah.
but it's just one of those. It's just like, why would this happen? Such a crazy, awful thing. I'm surprised that a video hasn't come out of the incident because it was right there in a pretty busy area.
Yeah, I think they may be just being sensitive, and then there's an investigation as to how this all played out, and Tico still trying to figure out exactly what happened there. But it's just one of those sad circumstances, and it's right before the holidays. It's never a good time for anything like that to happen, but you feel extremely,
it's especially
deeply moved.
weighty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Another story we've been talking about, it started over the weekend. Florida's bear hunt is pretty controversial. We had one 10 years ago, and it lasted all of 2 days. It was supposed to last 2 weeks, but within 2 days, they harvested more than 300 bears, and they're like, whoa, this is too successful. This time around, they issued 172 permits, or tags as they call them. And there is an activist group trying to protect the bears, saying we don't need to be, the bears aren't the problem, it's the people, and we need to figure out how we can live in peace with the bears. But this group has figured out a way to pay hunters some money so they don't use their permits. Our community correspondent Troy Campbell talked to that group again last week.
The first bear hunt in Florida in about a decade. I'm your community correspondent, Troy Campbell, and we're along the Seminole Wekiva Trail, and we are speaking with people about that big hunt. It's expected to start on Saturday and go all the way until December 28th. The bear hunt starts tomorrow. What are your thoughts?
Leave the bears alone.
We caught up with Marissa Carnival Henderson on Friday evening as she walked along the Seminole Wekiva Trail, an area known to spot bears. Have you had any experiences?
We've had tons of experience in our backyard, in our garage, in our refrigerator, and still a bear lover.
Here's a map of the areas in Florida where the bear hunt is permitted. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has issued 172 permits for the 2025 hunt. Each permit is good for one bear. Just 18 of those are for Central Florida. FWC estimates there are currently more than 4,000 black bears in the state.
We love the bears. You just have to be really careful with the bears, but leave the bears alone.
Animal activists are also working to cut down the number of bears actually killed. First, many of them paid to enter the lottery, hoping to win permits they have no plans to use. Now, a new tactic.
We are paying hunters $2,000 to not kill a Florida black bear and to not use their FWC bear tag.
So that is interesting.
It really is. And during that story, they met someone who had received his tag, and right there on the spot, he tore it up and got the money. And they're hoping a lot more people make that decision. The activist bear group said that they had gotten 52 permits, not from this, but just they applied for tags themselves. So arguably that's at least 52 black bears that will not be killed. So we were waiting for numbers from FWC today. We haven't gotten them yet, but these are the numbers of permits issued, and animal advocates say, again, they've secured 52 permits, but we do not know, since it started Saturday and here we are Monday, how many bears were harvested.
Yeah, we're waiting for any of those updates
Yeah.
that are possible. I was curious what other states do when they're in our situation where they have black bears,
sure.
and the population is growing, which I think most people, or everybody's pretty happy about. The population is moving in the right direction. So 40 states have resident bear populations. This is according to FWC, by the way. 35 of them have regulated bear hunting seasons. And of the 5 states that do not hunt their resident bear, so out of the 40 states that have black bears, only 5 of them don't have some sort of regulated hunting season. So it's not like Florida is doing something that's out of the
Different,
norm.
yeah.
But that is.
But I'm sure every state has their thing. We were visiting Gatlinburg, Tennessee for one of our family vacations, and it happened to be after they had a bunch of wildfires there, and the bears all came down from the mountain, and they were down like in communities. And every night they tell you, it's like, put your trash away, put it in these special, like
Yeah.
we would go to a central spot on the property and put it in there. And when one of my nephews opened up the thing and there was a bear in there,
There was a bear
it was
in the.
in the container. I can't tell you how fast he ran, but it's like they don't want to hurt you,
Mhm.
and they're just as surprised to see you too.
Yeah.
And that's what that woman was saying.
I
She's like,
can't
we have to
imagine that.
live among the bears
Because that happened to me with a raccoon. And if you have watched this show at all, you know raccoons are my arch nemesis in life.
because they've got thumbs.
When I opened to put my trash in and I saw a raccoon staring me in the face, it
Waiting
was-
for your Chick-fil-A sauce.
he was eating it. He was devouring my Chick-fil-A sauce. So interesting. I can't imagine a bear being in that
Yeah,
situation.
it
Raccoon
happened.
scared me enough. All right, well, folks in Sanford, they got some new speed tables. All right, I don't know if you know what a speed. I know
These-
you
these
do because
speed
you cover these.
humps. Speed
Some people
humps.
call them speed humps.
Yeah.
It's not a speed bump like the
No.
little bump.
No.
It's that thing you kind of go up on for a second and then you.
Let's call it what it
go
is. It's
back
a launch pad.
Well, that's what it is here in this case. So basically, it shakes the whole car if you move too fast. Well,
Yeah.
somebody reached out to us saying, hey, we have these speed tables, and it seems like it's an area where people go too fast. So a lot of the neighbors are glad that there are some sort
Yeah.
of speed hump device here. But they say the problem is they didn't really light these things. So everybody's flying through
You don't see
here.
it in the dark. Listen, at 6 o'clock, we had the perfect example of
That is
what
exactly what I was about to say. So tonight, our community correspondent, Catherine Silver, was doing a live shot. They pan over perfectly to show the speed table,
it's like we planned it.
and Evil Knievel drives up. Take a look.
We have heard some cars scraping by, even seen a few go airborne within the last hour or so. Now that it is dark, drivers say these speed tables, oh, there's one right now. You can hear that noise. They say that these are just hard to see in the dark now that Sanford Police is following them. And they're new, which is also another issue.
So people have written a lot about this on social media. People say they have damaged cars. They do have signs posted. So
Yeah.
realistically, you should be able to
I
see
know,
it.
but in the
when-
dark like
and when
that.
you're used to a certain route,
Mhm.
I don't want to make excuses for people who are speeding, but if you hit that thing going 30, 35,
Listen,
50?
they had one that I think it was on the border of Winter Park and Orlando. Our Lisa Bell covered it. They made it, and it was a little too big, and people were flying over it. And we did a story out there and showing examples just like that from people who said, "Hey, this thing is dangerous," and they went out a few days later and shaved it down.
Yeah.
So
You have to get the physics right on those things. You have
Pretty
to be
much.
very careful.
but that truck,
I'll tell you the one thing that's going to teach you a lesson of speeding over those speed tables is when you hit it unwittingly at about 50 miles an hour,
You
you're
bottom out
never
like
going to
that,
make
yeah.
that mistake again.
not twice, not twice.
All right, we have a lot more coming up for you here on News 6 tonight, including drinking bikers.
That sounds terrible because that's not what
That's
it
what
is.
a tease is, Ginger. It's not factually incorrect, and they are coming to one community, possibly, unless the neighbors have their say. We'll be right back with much more. for
Nobody
you.
wants drinking bikers in their community. Yeah, and you got the link from the show just a little while ago, I think. So we'll make sure we have that for News 6 tonight. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We know you're busy, but news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
That's right. And this is News 6 Tonight, where we leverage this entire busy newsroom with our community correspondents, our producers, our content desk, and then we filter through that. We have a casual conversation about the news that impacts Central Florida.
Yeah, we live here in the community, and we rely on you for our neighborhood network because you're our eyes and ears as well, and we can't do it without you.
So you can watch us all over the place, YouTube, News 6 Plus app, and clickorlando.com. While you're here, feel free to engage. Let us know who you are and where you're from. All right. Hey, welcome back to News 6 Tonight. Glad to have you with us, Ginger.
I was messaging one of our viewers, Sue.
Sue, who has given us a super chat.
Super chat.
So thank you so much. We
Yeah,
appreciate
just
you,
letting
Sue.
her know that we saw it, we acknowledged it, and
Sweet
we
Sue.
appreciate her.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're
So
up.
I was returning Sue's email. I just want you to know. Matt incorrectly said that these were bikers who were drinking. I'm
This
going
is
to tell
true.
you, okay, they're called pedal pubs, and it's New Smyrna Beach, and they are considering, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like
I know what you're talking
a
about.
group of friends get around something like a little bit bigger
You're
than
on
this
little bar
table.
stools.
Yeah, and you're doing the
Sounds
pedaling.
miserable to me. It sounds
In
awful.
the summer, it might be miserable, but our community correspondent, Jana Manahalal, is trying to figure out if people think this is a good idea or if they want it in New Smyrna Beach.
Flagler Avenue is one of the roads those pedal pubs could be rolling down on. However, this street is a single lane street. It's got heavy foot traffic and already limited parking. And those are the big concerns that both residents and visitors have here as well. Pedal pubs, or as the city of New Smyrna calls them, commercial mega bikes, are a popular rolling attraction in cities like Tampa, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. The concept? Let riders pedal together while a designated driver steers, often between bars. But in New Smyrna Beach, neither the chief of police nor city staff support them, with city staff writing that roads on Canal Street and Flagler Avenue are already too congested. In an email between the chief of police and the city, it says pedal pubs are slow-moving vehicles which create congestion and pose safety hazards when motorists attempt to pass them on narrow streets.
The traffic here is, when it's busy down here, when we're here in the warmer weather, it's really congested. I think it would be a big issue around here, I would imagine.
Live in the DC area, and you get on there, and it's one person pedaling, and you can have a passenger and then two people in the back.
Okay.
And you can have a couple of cocktails while you're going up and down the boardwalk, but that's different. There are a lot more people on this pedal pub than.
Plus, you're driving behind them and you have to wait.
Yeah. So it looks like it's a lot of fun until you are stuck behind one,
I s-
or if somebody falls off into one.
Now, I've seen the ones, I think I was over in Tampa or St. Pete, somewhere over on the Gulf Coast, and it was like a motorboat, and people sat around a bar. It was like a tiki out.
We've done that. I've done that with Lisa and Julie,
looks like
actually.
fun.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. And you can see dolphins and manatees.
Do you really want to be pedaling a bike while you're drinking out in the heat?
I mean, you
Does this
better
feel-
be drinking some, I don't know,
Can we just-
electrolytes.
Can we just sell anything now?
Yes.
Hey, come ride a bike while you drink here in Florida.
It's a designated cycler.
What could go
peddler.
wrong?
The person who's pedaling is not drinking.
Yes, that's right. There is a
Okay.
non-drunk driver. I'm sure they're not partaking. All right, you know that moment when you are approaching TSA, right? You're a little nervous about the flight. You probably have like a bagel in one hand and a baby in the other hand, and then you realize, oh no, I've got to get my ID out for the 17th time. Well, there's a new thing coming to MCO, and it's called biometric scanners. They're testing out the scanning. It's a pilot program at MCO, one of the busiest airports in the country.
Yeah.
And apparently this could make security a little tighter and possibly make your life a little easier in the process. So community correspondent Stephanie Rodriguez is testing out this pilot
Well,
program.
she says all you need to do is show them your face. And that's great. I mean, you still have to have your physical ID probably on you.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's so much easier. You go and you get your face scanned, and it's like, okay, go right on. I've done this, but not at MCO. It's been coming back into the country from somewhere else, and another country had it. And we're like, I was with my husband. We're like, what is this thing we just did? We felt like we were breaking the law because they're like, stand right there. And we tried to show them our passport. They're like, Please.
We don't need
Please
that
take that
business.
away.
That's
That is
antiquated.
that's exactly what they made us feel like. We were like old people, you know, trying to write a check.
Can I give you my tinfoil hat though? For
Matt,
just a
they
second?
already know who you are. They know
Right.
everything
I know
about
there's
you.
plenty of
Do you
video
have an
of
Alexa in
me,
your home?
But yeah,
They
but
know
it's not
everything you're
taking
doing.
biometric scans to then turn me into AI doing whatever they
Do you
want
walk on the streets anywhere in the world with cameras?
anywhere in the world.
Any world.
I don't make a point to walk on streets.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. Sidewalks.
No,
Are
they,
you
they
out
have
in the
video,
world?
but I'm just saying like an actual legit biometric scan.
Yeah.
You could really, it's a step forward than just having video
It
of
is,
your
but
face.
this is where we are now. We complain about the inconvenience of having to like stand in lines while people fiddle with paperwork. And then when they say, just show us your face, we're like, oh, wait a minute. What are you doing with my face?
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
A face?
The book called 1983. All right, let's get to weather. Jonathan Kegas, our meteorologist extraordinaire, joining us now. How would you ever do one of those boozy bike things, Kegas? Have you ever thought about that? Does that sound like a
would show his face?
good time to you?
No.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Like-
good.
Like just go to the bar. Why do I need a pedal?
Why do we
Like,
have
just
to make
sit
it
on the
complicated?
beach.
You
I
can't watch
don't
a game
get it. I
while you're
think
doing that.
Maybe they don't want to watch a game. They just want to enjoy each other's company.
Well, you don't have
burn
to
the
be devil's
calories while
advocate
I mean
here
someone's
for
gonna
these
fall
boozy
off, someone's gonna
bikers.
get hit by a car. Like it's just like I'm one of
Yeah.
I'm one of those people and like it's a lawsuit waiting.
I'm
to
worried about
happen.
somebody falling off
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, yeah.
You've seen those kids. I mean,
We all
get off
have.
my lawn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not old enough for that yet.
No
You're
way.
way too
Well-
young.
No way, old man. Hey, so I wanted to ask you about tonight because I walked outside. You said this cold front has been brewing and coming, and I noticed a very crisp delineation between earlier today
Yeah.
and tonight.
Yes.
It's been nice.
Yeah, that is our wind shift for sure. It's bringing it down. And we're trying to get rid of the clouds as a result of that drier air. Those are going to be a little bit more stubborn. Although I do think after maybe about 11 o'clock-ish, give or take, we will start to see some of those clouds erode a little bit. I want to show you our satellite image. And this is the kind of cool feature where it can differentiate. And this is where it becomes a little more difficult to see between clouds and some fog trying to develop. And where you see the yellow, that's where we're trying to get away from the clouds a little bit and seeing some of the fog come in. Now, to get fog to develop, at least one of the ways is to have clear skies, calmer winds. We really don't have either, but we are going to watch some fog try to come in tonight. Regardless, we're still locked in it, and we will be for the next couple of days. So we're going to talk about that. Also, guys, Monday nights, now that hurricane season's out of here, it's the long range segment. I like to do long range forecasting. I looked at some of the clues that the atmosphere is giving. Hey, what holiday is in the long range? Anybody?
I know. Is it Christmas?
What is it?
Is it
You got it.
Christmas?
So we are going to look ahead to Christmas week and see if there are any clues coming up for the travel part and going into Christmas Day at 9:30.
Okay, are you old enough to know about it? What was the character? Is it called the Lone Ranger? When
Yeah.
you said the long range, I want you to have a Long Ranger forecast.
The Long Ranger. Yeah,
forecast?
That's what it
Tonto.
says,
The
like-
Lone
that is,
Ranger.
Yeah, the Long
What'd you say?
Ranger, the Long Ranger forecast, because you're looking beyond just 7 days.
All right, we're going to trademark that and make some money.
I wouldn't waste too
Put
much.
your little
I
forecaster on
wouldn't
a
waste
horse.
too much money
I'm
on
gonna-
that one, Jonathan.
I'm gonna send
The
you.
Lone Ranger.
I think it's
forecast.
good.
No,
I think
Long
it's good.
Ranger.
The Long Ranger.
That doesn't understand.
forecast.
I'll send you a
You
clip
do
of
come
the
up
show.
with good names occasionally.
Has he seen the show? Like I know what she's talking about.
It's a-
Tonto.
okay, he-
Wasn't Tonto the sidekick?
You think?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But what does that have to do with a long range forecast?
I'm
The
saying
sounds the
co-
same.
Sounds this thing.
All right.
Wow,
John,
everyone
you're
at this
two
table.
peas in the pod. Okay, great. Kegas, get out of here. Join him at 9:30.
Man, I'm
You want
happy to have
more of
him on
his
my side.
commentary. All right, we have one more story for you coming up, and it's a good one. It's going to make you feel good before we let you
sweet.
go. It is very sweet. Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart. Also, good looking. Because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down
Oh my
below.
gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. New 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh.
All right, as we look ahead to Christmas, which is a couple of weeks away, I can't even believe I'm saying that. We look back at Halloween. And do you have any Halloween candy left over?
Still lingering around.
You
the
have to
house.
hide it sometimes because if it's, for me, if it stays in the house, I'm going to just eat it. And wouldn't it be great if you could just give it away to people who really, really need it? Okay, so that's what's happening as the giving season gets into full swing. A local group of attorneys and judges, they are giving Give Kids the World more than 1,000 pounds of Halloween candy. And it's because these kids, they dress up as Halloween every single day. So they need like 8 million pounds of candy every year. And this really helps. And let's listen to how wonderful this is because the kids love it. And so do the people who are volunteering and getting this candy for them. Look at that. That's a truckload of candy. So each year, Judge William Whelan, American Inn of Court, organizes the donation and spends the day volunteering for children with serious and terminal medical conditions at Give Kids the World. It's a wonderful organization. If you don't know about it, please just Google it. You'll love it. Children get to dress up and go trick-or-treating where Halloween happens every single week. Because they just get to live in a fantasy world because their real world
Have
is
you
so
ever gotten
tough.
to go out there?
I
It's
haven't.
Crazy.
I
They
know.
treat those kids and those families
And
like
they should.
gold. It is
They should.
amazing.
They deserve every ounce of
organization,
that,
yeah,
every
'cause
bit of
they are
sweetness
going
they can get. Yeah, they really are.
Sure. Thank you for watching tonight. News 6 tonight. We will see you right here tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
But if you have more time, we're back here at 10 as well for the
That too.
news.